mini video we shot, we were telling you we were constantly breaking CV joints. We didn't know what the heck was going on. Vtec had no answers, like literally no answers, wouldn't email us. So it looks like we figured out a solution. And yes, I know the Mini looks like it's a 4x4 right now. It's extremely high, but I'm gonna take us a little bit back in the past, let you know what we did, and go from there. Stay tuned. Okay, so you may be wondering, like, Rachel, you normally work on the car and shows exactly what you're doing, and you would be correct. Normally, I love doing that. However, our Vtec Mini here is almost kind of a one-of-a-kind car because we've cut so much off, we've got different parts on it, and frankly, unless you have the same exact build we do, it's kind of a waste of time. So as always, if you guys have any questions about the Mini Cooper project here, the Vtec Mini, feel free to ask below, and I will definitely get to them. But in the meantime, it was also kind of a time constraint because, you know, you guys were still working on the Honda projects. We want to get that going, and there just wasn't a point to get this thing on film. Sorry. Okay guys, so again, to recap, suspension geometry problem under here. Not anymore, which is awesome. I'm going to take you through and talk a little bit more about it. But remember, under here, it was basically a jumble. Nothing looked right. Everything was a little bit cockeyed. The 5 times we took the car out for a spin, it would break the CV joints every single time. But we put our brains together, came up with a really good solution, hopefully, because it hasn't been out on the streets yet. But let's zoom in and I'll show you further. Okay, so whenever you're doing a project a little out of the box like the Vtec Mini, but there is a kit ready to go, you don't think in the back of your mind, well, maybe I should measure stuff just in case. No, you want to slap that crap together as soon as possible so you can go out and take this cool little car for a spin. Well, unfortunately, that was kind of the case with ours. We slapped it together, took our time, obviously, but it just wasn't working. And so especially with the suspension was a big deal because we were breaking expensive parts. Okay, this is what it looked like in the beginning. Well, I mean, this is what it looks like now. But when we first got it, the shock was connected here to the upper control arm. And so we noticed it was 2 inches like flatter, you know, down to the ground there, or lowered, that's the word I was looking for. It was also at an angle that didn't really appear to be right. And now you guys know that we custom made a bracket here. We got our friend to weld it. He's super cool. And we painted it just so it, you know, looks a little bit more professional under there. So you can see even with the shock barely turned up or turned down, it's kind of perfectly in place. And you noticed when we had the Mini down on the floor, it was lifted a little 2 inches, but the car itself is like driving line straight, which is good. We can even lower it maybe a little bit in the front, maybe 1/4 inch or so, but I'm kind of excited. There's still some stuff we have to do the motor, so unfortunately we aren't going to be driving out the door right now, but I really think we solved our suspension issue. So stay tuned. So you guys are probably like, well, Rachel, come on. Last time we saw the video, this motor was ready to go. Now that suspension's together, why isn't it drivable? Okay, see, we fell victim to a little thing called having a similar motor to the Hatchie. So in emergencies, we kind of started to do a little pick and pulling from our own cars, which is not good. Don't do this because now we're in a position where we have do not drive post-its over the car just in case we forget, because the oil sending unit is like gone because that was used for the Hatchie when it broke down over the summer on the way to Willow Springs. So basically, if we were to start it up right now, first of all, it would make a mess. Second of all, the motor would be blown. So, okay, there's a bunch of stuff I need to put back together, but after that, we're gonna get ready to drive. But okay, also, when you have a project sitting for a while, you don't wanna just start it up. You wanna check fluids, possibly change some of those, maybe an oil change. Just make sure, because I mean, looking at under the motor right now or under the hood, you'd think, oh, this motor's complete. No, it's not. So again, it's also good to leave yourself a note, especially if you have a bunch of cars you're working on all at once. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. Soon, guys, soon.